A very good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu editorial analysis for proficiency in English. As usual, let us start with the snippets. Excuse me. The very first one, talks going good. Here we have the word good, which is an adjective. Actually, we have to say talks are going on well. It's a common error and it is part of, I can say, usage. And also, there's a word called slang. What is slang? Language in usage but not standard. A lot of people say she can sing good. Wrong. She can sing well. And things are going on. How are things going on? Good. No. Going on well. We have to use an adverb, not an adjective. Talks going on well. Trump hints at likely India visit next year. Likely may happen. He may visit India next year. Based on that, a statement given. I should also think of the three forms good, better, best. Coming to the next one, capital chaos. We have got the word chaos many a time. I'm sure many of our students know chaotic situation. Chaos means what? Total confusion. We use the word chaos. ATC snag, another word. A temporary technical issue, we use a word like snag or glitch. There is a glitch, there is a snag. ATC snag delays over 500 flights in Delhi. Based on that, capital chaos. Important word, disturbance, tumult. You can use those words also, but subtle differences are there. Coming to the next one, 150 years of Vande Mataram, parts of song dropped, stoking partition, Modi. Prime Minister has given a statement. It is about 150 years of Vande Mataram. And based on that, against that backdrop, parts of song dropped. Parts of the song were dropped, but snippets and headlines, they don't use all the words. They drop certain words. They were dropped, that is in past tense, passive voice. They dropped some parts. Some parts were dropped by them. And there's one important word, stoking. Stoke has two different meanings. One meaning to poke fire so that and fuel so that it uh, becomes bigger, the flame or whatever it is, the fire, it burns well. But the other meaning of stoke, here stoke, it means to instigate, incite, provoke. All these words you have to think of. Coming to the next one, new ground, breaking boundaries. New ground means a new area, new field, new domain, new sphere, new realm. When something new happens, we say they have found a new ground. Breaking boundaries. What is this breaking boundaries? More and more girls across the country are taking to cricket. Take to something means take up an activity, start doing something. We use a phrasal verb take to. He has recently taken to photography, means he has started involving in photography. So this talks about usually sports, outdoor sports especially, except a few. Men dominate. Coming to cricket, usually men. But now women also, they are in the limelight. And recently, all know they have won the World Cup. And based on that, many girls are coming forward to take up or start playing cricket, taking to cricket, an important one. Coming to the last one, it seems I'm sure many cricket lovers would love to watch. Today is the final T20 match between India and Australia. India has already, it is leading 2-1. If India wins this match, then it wins the series. The match becomes draw, India wins the series. But if Australia wins the match, the series becomes a draw. A lot of people, I'm sure, will be waiting for this match. Coming to the headline, today's the Hindu paper, you can see stray dogs. Remove stray dogs from public places, says Supreme Court. I have already given many a time, stray, they don't belong to anyone. Stray dogs, stray children also we can say. Those who don't belong to anyone, stray children. But for that, there's another word, street urchins. Street urchins that you have to recollect. And who are these kids? They are orphans. You have to recollect words like orphans, orphanage. Stray dog, menace of stray dogs. Very good. Who is this? Kavya. Immediately you have to think of menace of stray dogs. Menace means a threat. They have given many a time. Yes, Somu, street urchins. Urchins. Pravalika also. Very good. I appreciate that. Coming to the next one, carrier Fujian. You can see a ship commissioned by China after trials. There are two words here. One is carrier goes with ships, and commissioned by after trials. Commission a ship means make it part of the fleet, make it active, and also trials. Initially, you try something. Trial has many meanings, and you all know that we have got many a time. Coming to the next one, Maharashtra may move leopards to Ambani's Vantara. Here we have recently one particular village or town, I'm not quite sure, Maharashtra. A boy was killed by a leopard. Based on that, against that backdrop, Maharashtra government must have taken the decision to send the leopards to Ambani's Vantara. That is like a mini forest. Coming to the pick, but let us have a look at the next snippet. Property laws in urgent need of reforms. Simple. Property laws are in urgent need of reforms. Means laws related to property, they demand some sort of review, immediate review. Now let us have a look at the pic. A colorful pic, but what does it say? Written to inspire. Cultural pride. There's one important word, pride. Why is it important? Anything in the newspaper, you have to think from exam point of view and in the long run, proficiency point of view. Pride, we have different types of verbs. One type, we have reflexive verbs. What are the important reflexive verbs? Enjoy, pride, avenge, absent, revenge, avail. And there's one important rule. After a particular reflexive verb, if there's no object, we have to use a reflexive pronoun. That you have to recollect. Pride himself in something, pride herself in something. And coming to this, cultural pride. Students of KBN College in Vijayawada sing Vande Mataram during celebration making the 150th anniversary of the composition of the national song on Friday. The event highlighted the patriotic script and historical significance of the song. They sing Vande Mataram. And patriotic, you all know patriotism. Passionate, being passionate about one's country, and patriotic spirit, patriotic song, important. Coming to the next one, Hasina says security forces certainly made mistakes in response against protesters. One important combination. Very good, Uday. I appreciate that. A lot of people make a mistake. They tend to say, I did a mistake yesterday. Did mistake not the right combination? The noun mistake takes a verb make. What is the past form of make? Made. So what is the correct sentence? I made a mistake yesterday. Made mistakes in response against protesters. Important combination you have to recollect. Coming to the next one, here we have no one in the country believes it was pilot's fault. Supreme Court on AI Dreamliner crash. You all know the crash that took lives of about 240 people. And against that backdrop, Supreme Court says in the entire country, it seems no one believes it was the fault of the pilot. You have to read that article to develop contextual awareness, lexical terms, and word combinations, word usage. Coming to the last one, Supreme Court to hear appeals challenging legality of special revision of rules on Tuesday. There is one word, appeals. Appeal has two or three meaning. Here, urge, request, appeal, one meaning. And coming to the other meaning, someone looks very stylish, then we say his style is appealing. means attractive, fascinating, a different meaning. Both you have to recollect. Yes, Divya, very good. When you see a pic like this, you have to think of debris, wreckage, shipwreck. All these words you have to rubble. Wonderful. Sarah, you also. I appreciate that. That's all from the front page of today's Hindu paper. Let us go to today's editorial. Today's editorial is a bit challenging to comprehend. One reason, a bit challenging because there are 27 words. How many words? 27. Usually I bring the word profiles, but getting word profiles for 27 words, I have to spend 2 or 3 hours. Practically not possible. But what I'm going to do, first I'll read out the words. When I go to the analysis, I will tell the meanings as well because it takes a lot of time. And today I have brought the mock test as well, mini mocks. Unbridled, bipartisanship, or I'll tell the meaning. Unbridled means not controlled, and bipartisanship. Partisanship means showing some sort of prejudice or bias, supporting a particular person, a particular idea, and two parties they work together, cooperating with each other. We use the word bipartisanship. And furlough, an important word. To be on leave without pay. You are asked to go on leave, but you are not paid during the leave period. Without pay, then we use the word furlough, an important word. Coming to the next one, on the heels of today's editorial, one more reason why it is important, a few idioms have been used. On the heels of means following something, immediately after something. And cripple, we have got many a time. Cripple means what? To make someone very weak or make someone, he or she cannot function. The system cannot function. And cripple can be physical, cripple can be mental after the accident. Food stamps, I don't think we have in our country in the same form, but they are nothing but food coupons given to poor families, people of backward communities, underprivileged people, marginalized people, grassroots level people. Coming to the next one, stalemate. This goes with chess. You all know we can also use the word deadlock. And if a road comes to a dead end, we use the expression cul-de-sac. What do you call that time? What do you call that? Cul-de-sac. Some of our students know that. And coming to the next one, glimmer of hope. We can also think of a ray of hope, glimmer of hope, faint hope. We use this idiom, important one. Log jam, another important word. A situation where you cannot express progress, a lot of hindrances or bottlenecks. We use log jam, another important word. Coming to the next one, stopgap. Stopgap means you do something as a temporary solution for the time being. Then someone may say, I started export business as a stopgap. Means for the time being, temporary. Next one is veterans. Soldiers, those with experience, we use the word veteran. And those who work military, those with experience, we use the word. Served in armed forces, we use the word veteran. Malaise, a feeling of discomfort or anxiety, you have anxiety and not happy about something, rather you're under pressure, malaise, a problem in the society, we use the word malaise. What is the next one? Discourse. We have got many a time. Discourse means a discussion, public discourse, discussion in public, religious discourse. Next one is persist. We have got many a time. Persist means to exist for a long time. And the next one is gallop. Gallop goes with a horse, horse galloping. But here, to get something immediately, to do something quickly, galloping. Next word is gubernatorial, an important word. Gubernatorial goes with the post of governor. Elections related to governor, yes, you should think of the word parley. Very good, Shrikant. And gubernatorial means related to the post of governor, an important word. Coming to the next one, throw in the towel, another idiom. It goes usually with boxers. Boxers, while fighting, they feel they may not win. They throw in the towel, and then it means they have accepted the defeat. In a way, you have to think of give up and also quit. Poignant, an important word, deeply touching or emotionally moving. And fiercely means with a lot of intensity. Fierce fight. They have argued fiercely with a lot of force. Coming to the next one, vociferous. Fiercely you fight, you argue vociferously. Vociferous means very strongly. You try to argue vociferously, express your views vociferously, means very strongly. Important word. Substantial, I usually use, means considerable. From that, you get substantive. And flicker, if you take a candle flame, it shines on and off brightly. Then we use the word flicker, not stable. Coming to the next one, debilitation. We have got many a time. Debilitate means to weaken someone or something. And usually we use this word with old buildings, debilitated, weakened. And shambles. Something is in shambles. It takes a preposition in. In shambles means in a very bad condition. Coming to the next one, a wreak. You all know wreak havoc. A wreak means to cause damage or harm. And wreak havoc, cause damage on a large scale. Usually we use that with disasters. Human, humane, important. Human means related to mankind. Humane means compassionate, kind. You have to recollect another pair. Urban, opposite of rural. Urbane. Urbane means what? It means sophisticated. And fizzle out, peter out, very good. Last one, pragmatic. Pragmatic means practical. See, 27 words. And for a beginner, this is like the best. Yes, the other day we got 34 words, and here 27. For newcomers, this is extremely useful. And let us go to the editorial. As I said, this is not easy to comprehend for two reasons. One reason, it goes with the US political system or US polity, and unfamiliar, so much of technicality, and so many words. How many words? 27 words. You got to read twice or thrice. Shut down, slow down. I'm sure many of you know in the US right now the government is shut down. And what is the meaning of showdown? When you want to prove your strength or something at the fag end of a particular thing, we use the word showdown. You try to display something, and final act, we say showdown. Here, shutdown, showdown. On the US federal government shutdown. I don't know how, I'm sure many of you know this. 39 days, the US government has been shut down. When you see this shutdown, Indian constitution, we say quasi-federal, unitary system, federal system. A combination of these two, we say quasi-federal. Indian system is quasi-federal. And coming to this headline, when you see that, you have to guess the broad framework. When did it start shutdown, and what are the reasons behind? What is the impact? How to overcome this particular problem? Very simple framework. What is the main idea? Unbridled Trumpism. Bridle goes with a horse. The whole thing we use the word. You can think of the word saddle, and also you have to think of the word reins. The leather straps used to control a horse, reins. And bridle also means the whole thing that is used to control a horse. Unbridled means what? Uncontrolled. And there's one important word here, Trumpism. This has become a buzzword. What is the meaning of buzzword? Have you heard of this any time? Sometimes some words become quite popular. They come into the limelight all of a sudden. When a lot of people use that particular word, we say it has become a buzzword. Have you heard of that? Today, Trumpism has become a buzzword. Why is it? Trump, second term, he has been phenomenal on so many fronts, and something completely unexpected and also shocking, astonishing. Based on that, a new term has been coined, Trumpism. Means the policies, the stand taken by Trump, the policies being floated by Trump, they have coined a term, Trumpism. Uncontrolled Trumpism has reduced present perfect active voice any space per bipartisan cooperation. You all know US, it is two-party system. One Democrats, the other one Republicans. And Donald Trump is a Republican. Usually on certain topics, certain issues, they take a bipartisanship approach. Means they cooperate with each other and they expect consensus. But now that has been ruled out. Whatever space is there, that has been reduced because of unbridled Trumpism. Any space has reduced any space for bipartisan cooperation. That means it is not going to happen in the near future. As I said, to understand this, you got to listen carefully and you should have a bit of background information about the US polity. The US federal government shutdown has entered its 39th day, making it the longest such closure in American history, with a sharp impact on nearly 1.4 million federal employees who have been furloughed. Present perfect passive voice, and furloughed means to ask someone to go on leave and you don't pay the person during the leave period, who have been furloughed without pay, not to mention countless more affected by the suspension of a range of public services. A lengthy sentence, but what it talks about in a nutshell, because of this shutdown, it has entered the 39th day, and that is the longest in American history. And who has got affected? The US federal employees. How many of them? 1.4 million. Not only the federal employees, because the government provides services to others, so many services, and others who are involved in other services also got badly affected. Not to mention, important expression, countless more affected by the suspension of a range of public services. A range, magnitude, range, important words you have to recollect. The latest blow means what? The latest negative impact, something negative, the latest one, the latest blow to the American public came on the heels of an announcement that major US airlines would be reducing flights at more than 40 airports this week, owing to a shortfall in air traffic controllers, leading to a heightened threat to air safety. Something has come on the heels of, means what? Immediately. Immediately after something has come into existence. Then we say on the heels of. What is that? Here the writer touches the industry. If you take uh, air traffic, that is an important dimension, but flying is obviously very important. Talks about that particular thing, impact on air traffic controllers or air traffic control. If there are no air traffic controllers because of this shutdown, obviously they cannot operate a lot of flights. The number comes down. Yesterday, I read out one news item 10% they have decreased to the extent of 10% flying aeroplanes, and because of impact of the shutdown. The latest blow to the American public came on the heels of an announcement that major US airlines would be reducing flights to the extent of 10% at more than 40 airports this week. Why? Due to owing to a shortfall in air traffic controllers. And air traffic controllers are part of federal, they belong to the federal system, federal employees, leading to a heightened threat to air safety. Obviously, you don't have a lot of air traffic controllers, that will result in some sort of threat to air safety. That goes without saying. The shutdown has also crippled. The writer has used a present perfect many a time, active voice, once or twice, passive voice. Cripple, make someone, the person cannot function, the person becomes weak, then we say cripple. It can be a noun, it can be a verb. Usually it is a regular verb. But after the accident, imagine someone is not in a position to walk. Then you can use it as a noun. The accident has crippled him. Verb. He has become a cripple. He has become a cripple. Here it is a noun. The shutdown has crippled normal functions in food and nutrition benefits, including food stamps for the poor. Uh, this sentence talks about the negative impact of the shutdown. A few areas have got affected. It talks about that. First one, the shutdown has also crippled normal functions in food and nutrition benefits, including food stamps for the poor. Food stamps means the food coupons. Early learning programs for low income families, second one. Services related to the Internal Revenue Service, third one. National parks, fourth. And social services, fifth. All these have got affected, badly affected because of the government shutdown. At the heart of the debate, now what is the reason behind this shutdown? An important expression, at the heart of the debate, that means the bone of contention or apple of discord. What is the cause of dispute between why did they reach, or why are they at loggerheads? What is the issue that this sentence tells us? At the heart of the debate that led to the congressional stalemate or deadlock was the expiration of subsidies for health insurance premiums purchased via the Affordable Care Act marketplace. It seems a particular thing has got expired. Because of that, it has become a problem, and because of that, the stalemate. What is that has got expired? Subsidies for health insurance premiums purchased via the Affordable Care Act marketplace. At this point, there would appear to be a glimmer of hope. There would appear to be a glimmer of hope. Means what? Some hope, faint hope, for resolution of the partisan logjam. Partisan logjam means a partisanship favoring a particular idea, favoring a particular party, favoring a particular person. You can also think of words like prejudice, bias, and based on that particular factor, logjam. Logjam means what? A situation where you cannot expect progress because of too many problems, too many hurdles, too many impediments. At this point, there would appear to be a glimmer of hope for resolution of the partisan logjam, as the Senate is expected to vote on an amended budget bill following Republicans presenting a fresh proposal. Some hope on what grounds? Republicans are going to present with some amendments. Based on that, Democrats may accept. That is a hope. An amended budget bill following Republicans presenting a fresh proposal, which includes a short term stopgap funding measure. Stopgap funding measure. Stopgap means for the time being, temporary solution, you can say. Funding measure. Also bundled is a potential 1 year of fiscal support. They must have talked about a lot of things, amendments, and the whole thing we use the word bundle. Also bundled is a potential 1 year of fiscal support for food assistance, veterans affairs, and military construction for those who served in the army. And these are the changes being made by the Republicans, and Democrats may accept. So there's a glimmer of hope based on that new proposal. However, the deeper malaise, the deeper problem, you can say, some sort of anxiety, problem, disturbance in a society. At the level of the society, we use the word malaise. However, the deeper malaise of bitter polarization. Polarization means if the society divides into two groups, distinct groups, then we say society has got polarized. And you have to think of the idiom poles apart. Imagine differences between two things too wide. We use the expression the differences are poles apart, means North Pole, South Pole. And polarization, divide into two groups. Bitter polarization, the political discourse persists. Political discourse, political discussion, and persist means exist. However, the deeper malaise of bitter polarization in the political discourse persists, even if painful shutdowns come and go. Shutdowns are always painful. You all know that COVID-19, lockdown, shutdown, anything is painful. They may come and go, but that is not important. If the malaise in the political circles, if you look at the polity, if it remains, then that is going to be a problem. Mr. Trump certainly bettered his first term election victory when he galloped into the White House in 2024. Here he galloped means he entered immediately, quickly. But usually the word gallop goes with a horse galloping. First time compared to that second time, Trump has done well, bettered. Mr. Trump certainly bettered his first term election victory when he galloped into the White House in 2024. Despite the red shift, you should have a bit of background, I'm sure all of you have. If you take the US two-party system, and what are the two parties? One is Republican Party, the other one Democratic Party. Republicans, Democrats. Republicans color red, Democrats blue. And here, based on that, despite the red shift, here in the US, there are some states pro-democratic, some states pro-Republican. But a few states, they are known as swing states. And usually the swing states decide the fate of the elections or the fate of the candidate. Despite the red shift that handed him a win in every swing state last year, and all the swing states last year, they went in favor of the Republicans. And because of that, Trump could become the president for the second time. Despite the red shift that handed him a win in every swing state last year, liberals and progressives, we have a different group. Who are these people? Liberals and progressives. They are opposing Trump. They are opposing unbridled Trumpism. Liberals and progressives have certainly not thrown in the towel. Means they haven't accepted the defeat. How can we say that? Recent elections, Republicans have lost. Based on that, this statement, rather, they have regrouped to make a strong showing in the recent mayoral, gubernatorial, and other state level elections. How can we say they have not given up? Because they have regrouped and now they are winning. And it was a shock for Donald Trump. New York mayor, you all know that, highly prestigious. And Republicans lost. And because of these people, liberals and progressives, they have regrouped, they are opposing unbridled Trumpism. And what are the recent elections? One mayoral, gubernatorial, means related to the post of governor, and other state level elections. At stake are the most poignant of policy, something that touches or moves deep inside, touching emotionally and moving also deeply. Or policy issues impacting. Now, the problem here, Trump's policies, a lot of policies of Trump, they have touched different segments of the society, different groups, people from all walks of life. And based on that, at stake are the most poignant of policy issues impacting ordinary Americans. And what are those areas, including jobs, tariffs, and inflation, but also pressing questions. Pressing question means a question, a situation where the situation is something like immediate action is required. Then we say pressing issue, means important issue. Pressing questions on immigration, healthcare, and education. All these areas have been touched, and you all know that, I'm sure, about. While it is only to be expected that American society, known for fiercely guarding the rights guaranteed in the Constitution's First Amendment, Americans and American society, certain tags are there. America is known as melting pot. Have you heard of this any time? Melting pot. America is known as what? Melting pot. What does it mean? Anyone can go to the US from any part of the world, can become part of that particular country, can achieve success. The system is open, the system encourages talent, and one can become part of, get integrated with the local culture system. Based on that, we say America is a melting pot. Now things are changing, unfortunately. Here, while it is only to be expected that American society, known for fiercely guarding the rights guaranteed in the Constitution's First Amendment, will regularly and vociferously, means very strongly, express divergent views, different views, On these critical subjects, the substantive core of good governance will be lost to many unless the spirit of bipartisanship flickers once again amidst the shambles of congressional dysfunction. A bit difficult to understand this editorial, let me tell you. You have to read twice or thrice only, then you can understand. But in a nutshell, what it says, American society is known for progressive. American society is progressive, liberalism, openness, encouraging talent, and all these things will be lost if there's no bipartisanship. Means cooperation between the two parties, Democrats and Republicans. And all this will be lost unless the spirit of bipartisanship flickers once again. If it does not flicker once again, all these positive aspects that go with American society, they will disappear amidst the shambles of congressional dysfunction. Shambles in a bad situation. Congressional dysfunction. Government is not working based on that. That's all about this editorial, an important one. All of you, we have something else. In this context, the debilitation wreaked by the ongoing shutdown, making someone weak caused by ongoing shutdown, only shows that there's a need for a new normal in US politics. And what is that new normal? A humane, pragmatic middle path between unbridled Trumpism and the old world of progressive America. America is known for that, progressive America, and one should take a middle path through bipartisanship. What is this middle path between unbridled Trumpism and progressive America? An important one. It ends on that note. Now let us go to questions based on comprehension skill. Try to read the first one. Yes, amidst, in the middle of. Please remember, some editorials are easy to understand. You have to read for comprehension. But an editorial like this, not easy to comprehend. And you got to read twice or thrice. Quite challenging. And you should prefer reading these, not the easy ones. That will help in the long run. What is the central idea of the editorial? The prolonged US government shutdown exposes the cost of political polarization and the absence of bipartisan cooperation. B is the answer. Very good. Many of you have got it right. What does the author imply by shutdown only shows that there is a need for a new normal in US politics? Shutdown shows something. There is a need for something. What is the need for new normal? What is this new normal? More self-reliant. There is a need to find a balance between extreme political ideologies. Seems okay. Permanently weaken democracy. No. So what is the answer here? Second one also, B is the answer. Good. You guys have got it right. Which of the following best describes the tone of the passage? A writer is a bit optimistic. At the same time, he tries to show the concern. He wants bipartisanship, but unfortunately, right now, it is not there. And that has resulted in shutdown. We cannot say optimistic, we cannot say sarcastic, concerned yet cautiously hopeful. Indifferent, no need to write, aggressive, not relevant. Concerned, at the same time, rather optimistic. He or she, we don't know. The writer has used idioms like glimmer of hope, some hope. Then we say cautiously hopeful. Good. Have you chosen? Which one have you chosen? C. What can be inferred about the impact of the shutdown on American citizens? What is the inference you can make about the impact of the shutdown on American citizens, people from different walks of life? Only aviation industry, not correct. It disrupted public services and left many without essential benefits. Obviously. Public services got disrupted. What is the meaning of disrupted? Interrupted. Quite obvious. Try to answer the next one. According to the passage, what remains a deeper malaise even after shutdowns come and go. Shutdowns come and go. They may come and go, but something else remains there. That becomes a problem for the society. What is that one? Rising inflation? No. Political polarization, erosion of bipartisanship. This is what the writer wants to be there, intact. But that is missing, and society got polarized, polarization in the field of polity. And based on that, answer is B. Very good. Let us go to mini mocks. Try to read question number 1 based on error location. You got to, this is a common error. I am sure many of you will be able to get this right. But if you don't know that it's a common error, you're not exposed to that, not easy to spot the error. These constituencies have consistently recorded turnouts between 55.4% to 55.85% across the last 4 polls. But what is the correct expression? Pravalika, very good. Here between, we have 2 pairs. People make a mistake when it comes to between takes and from takes to. So we cannot say between 2. What is the right word here? Between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. People say between 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's a common error. Between takes the word and. Remember the combination. Between and from to. Don't mix these two. That's what people do. Filler, the nearly 9 percentage point jump means the percentage, turnout percentage has gone up. First, you have to understand that. Signals what? Engagement with the electoral process. Obviously, you have to understand better engagement with the electoral process. The percentage has increased. Once you understand that, you can choose the appropriate word. Passive, you need a positive word, obviously. All these are negative words. Reinvigorated means with new energy. Reinvigorated means what? With new energy, more energy. That is appropriate word. Because of that, the percentage, 9 percentage increase. Coming to the next one, choose the best connector to fill the blank. Drawing definitive conclusions from turnout figures alone would be premature. Academic studies have shown little correlation between participation and incumbency. Ceremonial not relevant. Sorry, you have to eliminate based on 2 things. One is relevant, not relevant. Here it is irrelevant. And second, positive, negative. But all said and done, that is lower level of dealing with questions. I always tell students, when you read a sentence, you have to understand the context. Based on the context, you have to select the appropriate word, not based on elimination approach. Do remember, elimination approach, lower level. Based on contextual awareness, before you go to the options, you think of the word that is higher level, required level. First sentence talks about definitive, drawing definitive conclusions from turnout figures alone would be premature. And it has to, second part should give the reason. To express the reason, we use a conjunction because. Why? Why would it be premature? Because academic studies have shown little correlation, means no correlation between participation and incumbency. The sentence talks about, see, no one has got it right. Who has all B? Why B? Moreover, no. Here we cannot come to premature conclusion. Why? Because the studies show there is no correlation between participation and incumbency. Surprising. Here we have phrase replacement. The increased youth voting could reflect a yearning. Yearning means desire. Desire for change in a state which unemployment remain a concern. Phrase replacement. You have to read, understand the context. Try to get the next one correct. We are talking about a state. Then we cannot use a relative pronoun which. We have to use the word where. Where unemployment remains a concern. Present tense affirmative form, we should add s or es to the verb. What is the subject here? Unemployment. Unemployment remains a concern. You don't have to go beyond remaining, not correct, whose, all these are irrelevant. Where this and this, but here you cannot say is remaining. So what is the answer? A is the answer. A state where unemployment remains a concern. State, then you're talking about a place where unemployment remains a concern. Here we have word usage. Choose a sentence in which the word sanctity. Sanctity means what? Sacred, holy, used properly. 5 sentences, where has it been used correctly? The sanctity of election process must be upheld at all costs. Must be supported at all costs. Seems okay? You cannot say sanctity and argument, wrong combination. Sanctity of noise, wrong combination. Sanctity was broken when people started shouting at the referee, doesn't go with sports. Lost sanctity after resigning from the job, not relevant. So what is the answer here? The sanctity of the election process must be held at all costs. A is the answer. Looks like today the mini mock, who has got all the 5 correct? Many of you could not answer 2 or 3 questions. Perhaps tough. Has anyone got 5 out of 5? I don't think so. Anyhow, that's all for today. Have a nice day, have a nice weekend. And do remember, Sunday the Hindu does not publish the editorial. I will again present the editorial on Monday with a regular pattern, editorial vocabulary, analysis, and mini mocks. Thank you.